Today, let's talk about pain. Don't you love the subject of pain? No, I don't love the subject of pain, but I have had chronic pain for, I'll admit it, at least 10 years, every day. And so, what I have learned is that pain tells a story. And so, what's the story? Pain comes from many sources: physical pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain. All three of those types of pain can manifest itself physically as physical pain. And so, as I've researched pain and the ways to deal with pain or heal from pain, I have learned that your body stores trauma. Your body stores difficult situations. Your body stores emotions that you have not processed. All of those can manifest as pain. Of course, your body stores injuries, physical injuries, even if you heal from those. And so when you're dealing with pain, you can numb it. You can numb it with medication. You can numb it with alcohol. You can numb it with drugs. You can numb it with activities. Depending on the type of pain that you have, sometimes it becomes so debilitating that it inhibits you from daily life or from like running your business or taking care of your family. Now, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm not telling you some big secret or marvelous manifestation that I've had that nobody else has had. I'm just telling you things that I've learned along the way, and I've made a few notes that I'm going to refer to. As I said, pain comes from many places, and you know this. There is so much power in pain, and I really don't know people who like pain, unless maybe it's bodybuilders, no pain, no gain, or runners who just push themselves to the finish line. Pain upon pain. And so there's the choice of pushing yourself through the pain and the fine line of, will there be gain from pushing yourself through that pain? Or is that pain a signal and a story to make you stop and think, what is this telling me? What do I need to learn from this, and what do I need to change? So if you think that possibly you're dealing with pain from emotions that are unprocessed, or plans that you've made that have fallen through or been difficult to achieve different goals that you've had, that can bring about pain, physical pain, because it's unprocessed emotions. So this is one of the ways that you can deal with that, because if you don't process your pain and calm your nervous system, your body can't adequately heal, because your body's in this state of fight or flight. So when you don't process your emotions, your brain puts your nervous system on alert. Just kind of like a deer constantly looking around to see if they're about to be under attack. Now, you know that I'm a big proponent of changing your thoughts in order to change your feelings, in order to change your actions. All of this leads back to processing pain. But what I've learned is that it's very difficult to change your thoughts if you don't first figure out ways to calm your nervous system. So, how do we calm our nervous system? I've talked about this in other videos where you can calm your nervous system by writing. Physically, with a pen on a notebook, write thoughts, stories, doodles, menu plan, your great aunts and uncles' names, just write in a notebook. I love writing in notebooks, and I have stacks of them. But when you do that, you'll feel your emotions settle. You can literally, if you pay attention to yourself, feel this, like your body is sighing. I started writing, trying to learn hand lettering during COVID, and that's when I really noticed the physical effect of how writing for me calms my nervous system. Also, coloring. I love to color. I colored as a child. It was one of my favorite pastimes, and I still like to color. In a coloring book, a kid's coloring book with 16 Crayola crayons. Yes, I do. I love it. Try it. So, there are other ways. You may like to craft. You may like to sew. You might like to crochet. You might like to knit. You might like to play the piano. I love to play the piano. I make sure I play the piano 5 minutes every day at least. Sometimes I miss 2 or 3, but not very often, because I realize that it calms me. Walking. You may like to walk. Did you know that a 10-minute walk is approximately 1,000 steps? So if you're trying to get in 10,000 steps a day and you don't want to wear a tracker like me, take 10-minute walks and you'll have approximately 10,000 steps. That's another way, because research shows us that the left, right motion of walking crosses this barrier of our nerves and creates wellness and balance in our body. You guys, our bodies are so amazing, and there are ways to heal. And does it happen overnight or in 30 minutes like when we take ibuprofen and Tylenol? No, it doesn't, and I'm not going to tell you that it does. I personally have been on a healing journey because I want to be healthy and whole and complete, emotionally, spiritually, physically, as much as it's within my ability to do so. And it's a journey. It's not just one day or a few seconds. It's a lifetime of readjusting, maybe activities that aren't good at the time, or relationships that aren't good at the time, or business decisions that aren't good. So as you work through these things in your life, don't box yourself into a cage without hope. No, flip the little switch on that little springy, locky thing on the cage door. Flip that open and look outside. There's hope out there. There's answers. We just have to seek those answers. So another thing you may enjoy doing is gardening or riding a bike or combing your pets, combing and brushing your pets, or one thing Philip loves to do is mowing grass. And see, that's left, right. When we had our horse, he loved to brush its mane and use his pocket knife and cut the burrs out of his mane and tail. Activities that engage your body. Now, what you'll notice is when you begin to do these body activities that calm your nervous system, if you'll stop and pay attention to yourself, you will be thinking. And then you can, what am I thinking about? And is it a thought that is creating a negative emotion? And then negative emotions produce actions. So if you're thinking thoughts that produce negative emotions, negative feelings and actions that are not good for you, that don't circle back to your health and well-being, think about your thoughts. And as soon as you can, write those thoughts down and think, how can I take this thought that may or may not be true, honestly, but how can I take this thought and make it into a positive truth? And write that down. So let's see. I'm not thinking of an example of a good thought flip right now. What could one be like? I just hate my job. I just hate my job. Now, I don't hate my job, but I'm going to use this example because so many times you do feel stuck. It creates negative emotions, negative feelings, haphazard work ethics, all those things. So let's use, I hate my job. I hate my job. I hate my job. I wish I could garden full time. I hate my job. I wish I could go shopping instead. But how can you flip the switch on the negative thought? Maybe you can't change your job, at least right now. It could be a future change, but let's just say there's nothing you can do about your job. So how can you flip that thought and create a positive truth? And this is how I would do it. I am thankful for this job that provides, that helps me meet other people, that helps me encourage other people. I'm thankful for this job. So when my thoughts take hold of, I hate my job, I want to say, but I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for my job. It provides for me. It provides for me. Maybe it's not providing what you need, but you can say, it provides for me, and when something better comes along, I'll be able to move into that. Figure out ways as you calm your nervous system to think. Take your negative thoughts and rewrite, flip the script, rewrite it into a positive truth. Into a positive truth. And that is one of the ways that you can help your body begin to heal, so that the other things that you do in your pain journey, it will kind of like boosting your immune system. It will strengthen you in that journey. So let me know if this is helpful and subscribe, and I'll be talking to you again, okay? Bye-bye.